Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet.
Hey, we're all set. It is 10:31, and let's see. Of a cast of characters to choose from today, Shane is sitting right there, and we've got Nathan here as well, but right there, sitting there in Rochester, is Bo. What do you think of that, Bo? How are you doing down there?
Doing well. How about you?
Doing great. Understand you're having a little problem negotiating the free meals back here in this world.
Yeah. We got back from our honeymoon, and all inclusive. It's tough to go away from now. They're making you pay for meals at restaurants. It's hard to go back.
All right. We got the other guys with us. Shane, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Yourself?
You're doing great. Nate, how are you doing?
Good.
All right.
The weather's warming up. We're not going to rain every day.
No.
So.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous. And we've got Big Bo back with us one way or another.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
All right. What sounds good to talk about today?
Yeah, so last week we talked about smart home products. We talked about garage door openers, cameras, a whole list of stuff. But we also mentioned smart speakers, one of the most common smart home products that a lot of people already have or use. And we wanted to kind of highlight smart speakers today because that's kind of a big part of what people use the internet for nowadays. Personally, I use smart speakers quite a bit and smart assistants nowadays, when you're talking about Siri or Alexa or Google or whatever. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today for the most part. And this is different than a Bluetooth speaker. A lot of people have wireless Bluetooth speakers. You can connect to your phone.
That's what we've got.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you can play from your phone as a bigger speaker. Great. These are speakers that are autonomous. You don't need to Bluetooth them from your phone. They're connected to the internet, and then they can play or give you information, play games, do all kinds of stuff through the internet. So,
well, with all the different devices I got around, how do I know what's going to play through the speakers?
Well, that's your voice.
Good question,
you tell
right?
it what to do.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. And that's the thing with they have voice assistants built right in.
Oh, okay.
So I have 4 Echo Dots connected, one on each floor and then one in the garage.
Okay.
And I use it all the time to play a playlist or to play whatever. I tell it what to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, Amazon was the first one to come out with the smart speaker.
Yep.
Back in 2014. And
really?
I remember when they first launched the product, and I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I'm thinking, why would anybody want one of these things? What would they be useful for?
Yeah.
And now I've got 4 of them.
Bo, how many of those have you got?
I actually don't have a smart speaker as of right now, but there's a lot of wedding presents we haven't opened yet. And I'm going to go through the boxes and pull out one of these. Otherwise, I'm looking to get one pretty soon here. But I've had experience with them. A lot of friends have them, and there's just a number of things you can do with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally I think I have probably 5 or 6 now spread out in my house. I started with Amazon Echo Dots, years ago, kind of 1 or 2 kind of in the kitchen. And then like last year or 2 years ago, I wanted to kind of go with the smart home stuff in general in my house and do a lot more with light bulbs and stuff we talked about last week. But I decided the Google ecosystem, as they call it, and Google speakers maybe more my speed and kind of what I was looking for. So I ended up getting, I think it's like 5 or 6 either speakers, or my kitchen's got a video screen and a speaker built into it, so they're everything's connected, and I can connect it to my lights and my I can tell it, hey, turn the living room light on, hey, turn the living room TV on, off, hey, play the Beatles radio kind of thing. So I use it quite a bit at my house.
Yeah, one of the cool things about these products, some of them you can, so they're a mono speaker, so they don't have stereo sound.
Yep.
But if you have 2 of them in the same room, you can connect the 2 and then you'll get stereo sound.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It automatically knows which is the singing and which is the music, or however they're doing the mix?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. It's amazing.
And you can customize some of that too, and control that mix and how it's set up. If you have multiple, I have several speakers, so I do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got into it in 2018 when the Echo Dot Gen 3 was introduced. And I think it was like on a Black Friday special, and they were, I'm going to guess they were like $25 a piece.
Yeah.
So I bought one, and I started kind of playing with it, and then it had this intercom feature. Well, I can't just intercom with one speaker, so I had to order 2 more, right?
Oh, of course. That's the whole idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I bought one, it's probably a few weeks later, that's got a clock built in.
Oh,
And that replaced the clock radio that was next to my bed. So now
meaning it has a screen on it?
it's got a,
It's a little display, basically
Yeah.
just,
Okay.
just numbers. Like
it's
an old
just
school.
numbers.
Oh, okay.
Right? So,
Cool.
but it's the time. And, but then I just talk to it and have it set the alarm, and I have it, wake up, I can set different alarms.
Right.
I can set the music or the, whatever kind of, if I want it to be music to wake me up
Sure.
or whatever, right? And so that's kind of how I got into it. And it was just, I think, just because it was inexpensive.
And it still is.
Yeah.
There-
Oh, yeah.
It isn't like they jumped up that much.
No,
So,
no,
yeah.
not at
Especially
all.
if you look at the holiday season, there are massive discounts, or your Amazon Prime days,
Yeah.
like some of that stuff.
Yep.
Like especially Amazon products, Amazon Prime, a lot of that stuff's pretty hugely discounted, and it's pretty affordable.
Yeah.
Apple, they tout their premium products. Apple has their own version of some of this stuff, and they have Siri, and they have. And they're, Apple's all about premium stuff. So their stuff's usually a little bit more expensive. And they would argue that there's a reason for that. It's got, higher quality products and stuff like that. I know, Bo, you use a lot of Apple products, and you probably have the most experience with Siri and stuff like that. So why don't you kind of explain what stuff you can do with, Apple, in the Apple ecosystem?
Yeah, the Apple ecosystem is all about just connecting all your devices together. So, I have an iPhone, MacBook, iPad, and then I recently got an Apple TV. So the whole point is just to get everything connected so you can, like for the Apple TV, for instance, you can use your voice to pull up your gallery, which is synced with your Apple Photos and your iCloud. So if you want to pull something up on the TV, you don't have to grab your phone. If you want to show somebody, you can just pull it up on the screen. You can play music, set alarms, and just get everything linked up in one device. So you really just have to figure out where you want to pull it up, whether it's on your computer, your iPad, phone, or your TV. And I use it all the time. I mean, I use it for setting alarms, playing music, getting playlists, setting reminders. So yeah, it's and like Nathan said, his system at home is more based around the Google ecosystem. Mine would be around the Apple ecosystem, but you can mix and match. But Apple definitely likes to push having all of their products, whether it be their speakers or their phones or their MacBooks, just to kind of keep it all a little bit more streamlined. So that's mostly what I use the Apple speaker system for.
And the Apple HomePod, that's their name of their speaker.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's called HomePod, and that fits into their ecosystem. And then, of course, they can control all those devices, the TV and that kind of thing with that.
So if you have, let's say you have a setup like, Bo, where you're putting it all together, or where you've got, let's say, 5 of those, is there a difference in the amount of internet service you need to your house based on 1 as opposed to 5? Does that make it different?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, when it comes to your internet speed and your connection,
Right.
The more speed you need is really how many devices are running at a time.
Oh, I suppose.
So
yeah.
you could have 100 of these, and if 99 of them are sitting there not doing anything,
Yeah.
they may be using an extremely small amount, but they're not really going to be hogging on your internet. Now, if you have 5 of them, and there's 5 different people in 5 different rooms, and they're all playing music through the speaker or something like that,
Sure.
then that will all add up, and you'll need more internet. And then, like I said, like any device that connects to your internet, whether it's your phone, your computer, your iPad, your smart speaker, they all might be using a little bit of internet in the background for doing updating and just staying up to date on certain stuff. So, they're all going to use a little bit of internet, but it's really more about how many are being actively used at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can have a
Exactly.
lot, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have the biggest internet package.
Sure.
So my smart home is kind of a hodgepodge, of mixture of different brands of LED lights and plugs and that kind of thing. And the thing about Amazon's Alexa and their voice assistant is it can control more than 100,000 smart home devices from
What?
over. Yeah,
No kidding.
it's got
Across
the
different
most.
brands. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest or the widest spread
Right.
connection with all these different brands of anything from a no name to a bigger name. In fact, I can control my Nest thermostat, which is a smart thermostat, and that's owned by Google. But
Okay.
it's compatible, so I could have Alexa my Alexa just changed the temperature and my home just through voice commands.
No kidding. Right.
Yeah, I personally use the Google brand, a lot of Google products and the Google Assistant, stuff like that. But same thing, when it comes to, buying or researching smart home products, you'll see almost every product now will say compatible with Google, compatible with Amazon or Alexa.
Yeah.
And then some will say, compatible with Apple as well. Apple's maybe not quite as universal as I would say Google and Amazon are. They're pretty compatible with, like Shane mentioned, hundreds of thousands of products.
Exactly.
And when I set up my Google stuff, I was buying non-Google products, but they're all mostly compatible with Google. So it makes it pretty easy. But then on my Google, I have one app on my phone that I can sort products by rooms, like living room lights, my living room TV, so I could walk in and say, hey, activate the living room, and stuff kind of comes on, or I'm leaving the living room and it shuts off. So there's a whole lot you can do with this stuff. And, the Google's how I went. Apple's or Amazon is where Shane went. Bo may go more Apple. So there's different strokes for different folks, kind of thing.
Well, when Bo has one of those 6 kids that he's going to have, and they're doing their math projects, they can just say, Alexa, what is 13 times 2?
Yep.
Right, Bo?
I think I might have to use it for that too. So. Another thing people use it for is like grocery shopping, especially if you're on Amazon Prime and you're using your speaker. You can say, hey, add milk to the grocery list, or order this for me without even having to go on your computer, add it to the cart. You can do that all hands free. I know a lot of my friends have used that all the time. They use it every day. Sometimes their kids see them do it, and they add things to the grocery list on accident. Sometimes they'll go in their cart and like, how did these toys get added to our cards? So there's a bunch of ways you can use it.
Yeah, we've highlighted several of the functionality things, but just some of the top 10 most popular things you can do with a smart home speaker. We talked about streaming music. That's probably one of the biggest ones. Mm-hmm. Depending on what music service you use, whether it's Apple Music or Spotify or all these different options, most of them are compatible with these speakers. So I stream my music. I could walk in and say, hey, Google, play the Beatles radio or play country music. I don't listen to country music, but that's something somebody could say.
But that's probably the top one, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. And so music is obviously extremely popular with my kids. I have it play kids songs all the time. They love it. You can do alarms and timers, probably another one of the biggest uses. I throw a frozen pizza in the oven. Hey, Google, set a timer for 12 minutes or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. That's pretty easy. And I think an underrated feature is white noise. I have one in our bedroom, and every night I have it, hey, play white noise, and helps me, sleep. And I have one in the kids' room that does the same thing. It's pretty convenient. So.
My wife does that too. She'll have it play the white noise, or she'll say, oscillating fan, and then it'll
you can do rain sounds, waves.
Exactly.
You know what else they do? I got to tell you this, because we have a screen one. When you said speakers, I wasn't thinking the one we do have that's got the screen on it and everything. They do play karaoke music with the lyrics.
Nice, yeah, sure.
Sure.
That one with the screen.
How do I know that?
So have you done that?
Karaoke night at Woody's.
Yeah, we got Conway Twitty playing. Oh, no, that's Woody singing. Yeah.
My wife is always asking it for the weather, too. She'll say, Alexa, what's the weather today? And then it gives the weather. And then she'll say, what about tomorrow? And then it just kind of goes right into, the next day. And
Yeah.
So, and she'll always use it for converting like measurements when she's doing a recipe or something.
Right.
And so it'll come back with that kind of thing. They're so handy. I didn't realize when they first came out how handy and useful they'd be.
Right.
And we talked a little bit last week about Star Trek, and remember on the Enterprise they would just say, computer, what is this? And then it would answer, right? Well, we're here.
Yeah. It is. It's here. Bo, what do you think of all that stuff? Is this isn't over your head, is it?
No, I think it's actually selling me on getting a smart speaker if I already didn't get gifted one for the wedding. But I know a lot of people, while they're cooking, like to listen to the radio or to podcasts or to audiobooks. That's another thing that you can do. You can just turn it on, and then if you want to take a break to send a text message or make a phone call hands-free, those are all things that you're going to use it, every day. And I know once you start using it, you're just going to find more and more features that you're interested in too. That's typically what I see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, why don't you kind of highlight some of the events we have coming up and where people can find us?
Yeah, it's a busy summer for us. We have the Watercade Parade on Litchfield this Saturday, so come on down. You're going to see our electric vehicle. We'll see some of our employees handing out frisbees, and we do a lot of shows on streaming. We actually have our next Vibrant Youth streaming and streaming event, and that's going to be this Wednesday, the 17th of July, and that's going to be at 5:30 to 6:30, just right at the Meeker Co-op office. So whether it's your first time or you want a little refresher, you want to bring a friend, come out. It's going to be July 17th on Wednesday, 5:30 to 6:30. And if you want to share this episode or any of our past episodes, we put them on our Facebook page and the YouTube channel. You just search Vibrant Broadband and our website, vibrantbroadband.com, if you wanted to hop on and take a look at any of our packages or anything we offer with the internet. And obviously you can listen live here Wednesday at 10:30 on KLFD. And if you have questions, just give us a call at 693-3231. And if you ever have questions on smart home streaming, not just internet, you can call us, stop into the office anytime. We're happy to talk to you about it a little bit. But yeah, we want to thank everyone for listening. My name is Bo.
My name's Nathan.
No, I'm Shane.
All right. And this has been Vibrant You. How's that?
Great.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Woody.
You got it. See you, Bo.
Take care.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.